North Korea, notorious for its brinkmanship, has added a new weapon to its arsenal trash. Recently, balloons laden with garbage have been floated across the demilitarized zone into South Korea. These balloons, often crafted from rudimentary materials, carry anti-South Korean propaganda leaflets, food scraps, and other refuse. While seemingly innocuous, the act carries significant symbolic weight. It is a potent reminder of the North's disdain for its southern neighbor, delivered in a manner that is both provocative and degrading. The balloons serve as a crude form of psychological warfare, aiming to demoralize South Koreans and portray their government as inept. Furthermore, the indiscriminate nature of the launches raises concerns about potential health hazards and environmental damage. The debris, often contaminated, poses a risk to public health, particularly in areas where it lands in water sources or agricultural land. This method also highlights the stark economic disparities between the two Koreas. The politics of trash. The timing of the recent trash balloon launches is particularly noteworthy. They coincide with a period of heightened diplomatic tensions, marked by stalled denuclearization talks and a return to military exercises by the US and South Korea. Pyongyang views these exercises as hostile and provocative. The trash balloons can be interpreted as a calculated response, a low-cost, low-risk way for North Korea to signal its displeasure. The launches expose the limitations of South Korea's defenses against such unconventional tactics. While Seoul possesses sophisticated weaponry to counter traditional military threats, it is ill-equipped to prevent the influx of garbage carried by wind currents. This vulnerability fuels a sense of frustration and helplessness among South Koreans. The international community has largely condemned North Korea's actions, viewing them as reckless and provocative. However, these condemnations are unlikely to deter Pyongyang, which has grown accustomed to international criticism and sanctions. Beyond the political signaling, the trash balloon launches carry significant environmental consequences. The debris, often containing non-biodegradable materials, pollutes South Korean soil and waterways. This pollution poses a threat to wildlife, contaminates crops, and jeopardizes the health of ecosystems. The long-term impact of this environmental damage is difficult to quantify, but is undoubtedly detrimental. The indiscriminate nature of the launches exacerbates the problem. Balloons land in remote, mountainous areas, complicating cleanup efforts, and in populated regions, posing direct risks to human health. The potential for contamination from medical waste and other hazardous materials adds another layer of concern. This environmental fallout adds a new dimension to the already complex relationship between the two Koreas. It transforms the issue from a bilateral dispute into a regional and global concern. The trash balloon launches have further strained diplomatic relations between North and South Korea. While both sides have engaged in sporadic talks and gestures of reconciliation in recent years, the current climate suggests a return to the Cold War-era standoff. South Korea faces a dilemma. Condemning the launches too forcefully risks further escalation from Pyongyang, while ignoring them could be perceived as weakness. Seoul has so far responded with restraint, calling for dialogue while also strengthening border patrols to intercept the balloons. However, this approach has done little to deter North Korea, which seems determined to continue its provocative tactics. The future trajectory of North Korea's trash balloon diplomacy remains uncertain. It depends on a multitude of factors, including the domestic political situation in North Korea, the state of US-North Korea relations, and the regional security environment. The launches could continue as a low-cost way for Pyongyang to exert pressure and extract concessions, or they could escalate into a more dangerous form of provocation. One possible scenario is that the launches continue sporadically, coinciding with periods of heightened tension or diplomatic stalemates. This would maintain a constant level of pressure on South Korea and the international community. Another possibility is that the launches escalate, both in terms of frequency and the nature of the payload. North Korea could resort to using more durable materials for the balloons, making them harder to intercept or increase the volume of trash. A more optimistic scenario is that the launches cease altogether as part of a broader diplomatic agreement. The international community has a crucial role to play in shaping the future trajectory of this issue.